I want to say something really kind about our ministers here in conclusion. Somebody came up to me, a really sweet comment last week after I'd made some comments about my health, and I really do feel much better. And I know that the prayers were heard, but they said, Mr. Peck, can you delegate some of the rest of your messages? Can you do that? And I want to explain why I can't. And if I could gather all the ministers, I would apologize to them, because sometimes I've had attitudes. How come you can't help? Can't you see anything? I don't know anything you don't know, I would think. And they couldn't contribute. And yet I would look at them and I would say, and I want to tell you why in a minute. Some of the finest men I've ever known in my life, dedicated, converted, wonderful at their jobs, intelligent, interesting, but they don't bring anything. And I finally came to realize, a few verses came to mind. First, I used to tell myself, this would encourage me, 2,000 ministers in worldwide didn't see any of this. Why would I expect that they would? But that would only go so far as this journey has gone 10 years almost. I finally came to realize that when God says he chose me and he's helping me and he's anointed me, that's the limit of what he did. It's impossible for them to contribute. Now, if I present a certain question to them, I mean, they're cat quick to learn, but some of the smartest men I've ever known, I work with on the staff, and they'll go home and they'll say, I just can't see anything in it. And I know why. God says Elijah restores all things. It's his charge, Zechariah said. Christ said twice, he restores. 4 verses say God guides prophets and apostles with his Spirit. So I can't delegate it, but there'd be men who'd take a bullet for me in 2 seconds, and they know I'd do the same for them. So I wanted to say that. It took 10 years in part because the Lone Ranger was on his horse, and Tonto wasn't able to help. And I didn't see him anyway.